That dude looks like a lady.
You think that Chihiro wears a dress because he has a big old fat dick?
He wears
That everyone.
he wears bloomers for underwear.
How do you know that?
Because I looked at the wiki.
Fucking. Because I know you didn't get.
That's not a joke, bro. He wears bloomers so that in case anyone gets an upskirt shot, they won't be able to tell that he has a penis. That's literally why he wears bloomers. I shit you not.
Hey, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good defense mechanism for him, if you ask me. But
yeah, I just shrugged. I was like, hey man, fair enough.
I know you didn't collect any underwear for the first game.
Yeah, no, I did. Didn't I max someone out?
You maxed Hina, but never got her underwear because you didn't do the after game.
Oh, that's right. You have to do the after game to get their underwear and trigger Happy Havoc.
Yep.
I think I'm thinking of Goodbye Despair.
Second game, you got.
Yeah, I got Sonya's and Fuyuhiko's, which was weird.
Should have been the blood chalice, to be honest.
Wasn't Fuyuhiko's like a fucking thong?
No, it was orange and blue.
Doesn't he wear it like? Isn't his underwear like a thong?
No, he wears like orange and blue, regular like boxers.
One of the dudes wears like a thong, and it's very very strange. Is it Hiro?
I think it's Hiro.
Oh god, dude. Fuck.
Oh, and Togami.
Oh, that's right. Togami's the one I was thinking of. Why does he wear a thong, dude?
Welcome to Major Ego, everyone. I'm J-Man, and that's D-DAWG.
Why does he wear a thong? That's so weird.
Because...
I'll have you know that my family is very powerful. They're so powerful, in fact, that we wear thongs just to crush our penises to remind us that we are powerful. God.
You're never gonna... God.
Fucking
I
Togami,
officially
dude.
fixed my mic from the last issue because this asshole didn't tell me I sounded like shit.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to, like, derail the conversation we were having.
You should have told me before we started recording.
It wasn't staticky then.
Oh my god.
we were like 40 minutes, we were like almost done, and you like started lagging out a little bit, but it only happened that once near the end, so I was like, alright, it's not a big deal then. So,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Oh god.
If you can't tell by the opening, we're gonna be talking about Chihiro.
Yeah, we're talking about Chihiro Fujisaki today. So, yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of us in either playthrough really focused on Chihiro that much.
Nah, not really.
I remember when I started Trigger Happy Havoc, and, you know, you go through the introductions and meet all the characters in the prologue. I remember looking at Chihiro and being like, she's cute. And that was about as far as my opinion went.
Yeah. Side chick material, I guess.
Yeah. Runner up.
Mainly Chihiro. Yeah.
Get dumped by the waifu, you get a backup waifu.
It's like that Danganronpa, but all your waifus are dead.
Yeah, but all your waifus are dead. Dude, those videos are hilarious.
And accurate, too.
Yeah, very
you were
accurate,
You were like, oh man, I should probably hang out with Chihiro more, and then Chihiro fucking dies.
And was a guy.
And was a dude.
Dude looks like a lady.
Actually, I think that's like one of the best plot twists in Danganronpa history is Chihiro's a dude.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, sorry. Go ahead.
It plays terrifically into the design because you look at Chihiro at first, you think, oh, it's obviously a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
and you know, with the whole anime art style, they make it so that it's very hard to tell, anyways.
Androgynous characters are very confusing. I hate traps. I honest to God hate traps. But Chihiro's like the exception because it's like
he's a realistic like reason behind it.
Yeah.
So.
Because he's like And that plays well to the design because, like, I'm wearing dress, like, he wears dresses to hide the fact that he's a dude, and everyone just, after a while, came to the conclusion that he's a chick.
Yeah.
And so it plays really well to the design. Even though it's a basic design, it's hiding something important.
Yeah.
And that has to get...
It's unassuming, I think, is the word that you're kind of dancing around. It's a basic design, yeah, but I think we'd rate it... We'd probably give him a higher than average score on the design just because it's so unassuming, which kind of like masks the whole twist of Chihiro's character. Kind of like Tsumugi in Danganronpa V3. Her design is very, very plain, but it's intended to be that way for the twist, and that's why it works so well.
Right.
So
yeah. Because if we're going to be like, design alone, if there was no twist, it'd be like, oh, it's one of the weaker designs. But since it's hiding the twist that Chihiro's actually a guy, which is the biggest twist in case 2. But, yeah. Also, he also, what do we call, like, alter ego? Does, like, alter ego count as a design-wise?
It's mostly just Chihiro's face on a laptop screen, so there isn't really much to talk about design-wise on Alter Ego. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Alter Ego today as well, because it's like, it's very connected to Chihiro. Yeah, they're hand-in-hand pairs, kind of like Chiaki and Monami. I mean, it's not apparent right away, but like those two, for example, are going to go hand-in-hand in Danganronpa 2 when we get there.
Dylan, technically Chiaki in Danganronpa 2 is alter ego, so
that's true. That's fair.
Yeah. But that gets its own analysis because at that point in time it's clearly a different character.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Chiaki is the ultimate computer programmer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It might not be exact word for word what his talent is, but
yeah,
close
and that kind
enough.
of like throws you for a loop because when you first see it, I'm like, oh, it's a chick. But then again, the Ultimate Gamer is also a chick too. So what the fuck do we know?
Yeah. And Chiaki's just a castmate, a victim, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the second person to die, and it was brutally defiled by Togami.
Fuck. Stupid ass. Never gonna let him live that down. He's gonna be on the front stage announcing how powerful the Togami name is, and I'm gonna be that one dude in the crowd going, yeah, but remember that one time you defiled a corpse? Pepperidge Farm, remember?
You can make that argument because all that shit was broadcast live.
Oh, that's right. Everyone saw him do that. Get fucked, Byakuya.
Yeah.
That's what he gets for being a dumbass.
I do say that Chiaki's like cause of death is actually very sad, and the person who did it also, like Mondo, for example, his murderer is very sympathetic, and this is just a very bad sense of circumstances where Mondo's temper got the better of him and accidentally killed Chiaki.
At like literally the worst possible moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But
high stress situation. If I say if Taka was in there instead, this probably wouldn't have happened. But then again, I don't think we can trust like Taka with the secret because that would be morally wrong.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was about to say, I was like, are you kidding me? Taka's the ultimate good boy, dude. How's he not gonna keep a secret? And I was like, oh wait, no, you're right.
He's the ultimate moral compass, Dylan.
Yeah,
he's not gonna keep a secret. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He. Honestly, either is accurate. It's Chihiro. I don't think there's any. I don't think either or is really correct. Honestly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
afterwards, after the big reveal, it's he, but before then, it's she. So. Yeah.
Well, this is a podcast full of spoilers because we talk about V3 and ruined its ending in the 4th episode of this podcast. So,
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter what we call him.
Series spoilers all around. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say like his death is uninteresting. It's the fact that Togami strung up his corpse the way he did.
Well, yeah,
is the
because
only
before
thing that
then,
sticks out.
before then he was just laying on the floor in the men's locker room.
Yeah, with
Togami's the
fucking
one.
dumb...
No, Mondo's the one who swapped him over to the girls' locker room. If I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Togami strung him up.
Yeah, Togami came in after and strung him up. Yeah.
Because Mondo was being respectful for Chihiro.
To try and keep his
Chihiro's
secret.
identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was like an instantaneous death, right? He just got bonked on the head by a fucking weight.
Dumbbell.
Yeah, dumbbell. Bonk sound effect number 4, an instant death.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at least it wasn't painful. He just died instantly, and you could obviously tell Mondo felt really, really bad for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup, sudden lapses insanity is like scary, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tragic death in fiction that I'm aware of that happens because of like temporary insanity.
Right.
So.
And the environment they were in did not help.
Yeah, definitely.
But
shit was already stressful as fuck.
Yeah, it's also a lot of people like to call it the gay squad, which is Chihiro, Mondo, and Taka. They're all best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like, yeah, these guys are pretty cool. I would like to see, because before Chihiro died, he was like more of the catalyst of the fucking, he freaking said I had no balls moment. Because he's like, I don't want anyone to die anymore. Can we please stop killing? And when I was playing through, I'm like, oh, Chihiro's so fucking dead. Chihiro is so fucking dead next case. I saw that, I'm like, oh, she's so fucking dead.
You're like, oh no,
And
honey, don't say things like that. That'll get you killed in the next plot device. Yeah.
Yeah. But Chihiro was a special case because Chihiro didn't really have a character until after he died. And he got a lot of character development through Alter Ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't really, like... He never, like... He's kind of like Samugi in V3, where he never exactly adds anything to the discussion. He just kind of, like, voices during the discussion, you know?
Yeah, it's also part of the fact that he's also very quiet, too. He's like a very quiet boy.
He's very timid, yeah.
Yeah. Very nervous, very timid, a very quiet boy.
Which is why he dressed up as a girl, because he was getting bullied when he was a kid for, like, being such a, like, a weakling, weakling boy. And he was like, well, fuck, maybe if I start dressing up like a girl, people will be nicer to me because they'll think I'm a girl. And that's what he did, and it fucking worked. So he just kind of, like, stayed a girl.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's very passive. I honestly don't really remember much about Chihiro before he died, which is a little sad.
Yeah.
It's a little sad.
I know he made his death flag speech. I know that for sure. And I'm like, oh, you are so dead, dude.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing about wanting to get stronger for everyone.
Yeah, but we shouldn't have killed anyone. I'm like, oh, you are dead. You are 110% dead. But this is really weird because the first game is full of death flags.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the games are pretty like good about hiding who's not going to die right off the back.
Well, because they're playing into the idea. They have like the standard. They have like the bar set from the first game. So in the second game, they're like, all right, we can deviate the expectations a little bit, throw in some twists that people won't be expecting, because they're going to be comparing it to the first. And for the most part, they followed it up, like mostly point for point. You know, you've got your rival making his presence known pretty early on. You've got the tropes of all the Danganronpa cases, where the third case is always a double murder, the fourth case is always the big buff character dying somehow. You know, it's
right.
They kept in line with the tropes for 2 and 3 for the most part, and they still you know, that sets up like this level of expectation, and then it's so easy for them to just go, okay, now they know what to expect, so now we throw them a curveball.
Yeah.
So
I remember when you were playing through the second game, you were like, I did not think it was going to be Peko.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't think it was Peko right off the bat, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, it was very well hidden that it was Peko, because
Well,
the murder weapon is immediate.
yeah, the murder weapon is there, and the only route of escape other than where Hiyoko ran out was through a window that you needed help to climb out of. And I was like, well, you know, no one, I think, is getting any help. And then as soon as, I think, whoever it was, I think it was Hajime who brought up the idea first that she could have used her sword to climb her way up through the window, I was like, oh, that's doable.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But unless you see the anime, then Akane can just spider monkey her way through the thing, so... But then again, she had a solid alibi.
It's funny, because you had to help Akane up to that window during the investigation.
Oh, she helped. Oh yeah, you had to help her up. Yeah, that's right.
She gets on Hajime's shoulders, because after you guys get down, she's like, Hajime like makes a comment like, oh well, no one would have been able to climb through that window anyway, and Akane is like, what? So I wasted my time going up there, and you got to see my panties? Man, this sucks. And Hajime's like, I didn't look. Fuck.
Mr. Tired of everyone's bullshit. Fucking, I blame you for this, Nagito.
Yeah. We're talking about Chihiro, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's just this. It's a really weird position because unlike Leon, I think Chihiro is more memorable of a character because she has like a bigger twist.
Yeah, it's more involved with the plot.
Like, yeah, and not to mention alter ego. Alter ego is a big indication because alter ego is like the main focal point of the third and fourth case.
Yeah, like directly involved with both.
Yeah, she dies and gets executed.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yup.
Yep.
Oh no, yeah, alter ego does get executed, but
yeah,
still saves Makoto after that. Somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
I think it was like when they tried to hack into the school system, alter ego like
uploaded himself.
He like uploaded a virus or something, and it like saved Makoto at the last second, I think.
Yeah, and Alter Ego did live to the end. Yeah, Alter Ego did live to the end because he has to be a part of the program, the Neo World program.
Yeah, that they used to make the simulation in 2 and Chiaki.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And Monomi, in a sense.
And yeah, technically, yeah. So.
But then we have Izuru Kamakura making Junko Alter Ego because he's the ultimate. He can fucking do that, so...
He can do whatever he wants, man.
Yeah.
So stupid. It's a cool idea for a villain, honestly. I think
ultimate?
Yeah, I think that's a lot more interesting than just being the ultimate despair.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Even though he technically is one of the ringleader of the ultimate despair at that point since Junko's dead.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just think
it's like because you've got all your heroes and like main characters in each series, and they all have an ultimate talent, and then having a villain that has every ultimate talent, like that's fun, you know? That's cool.
Right.
I like the idea. I just wish there was more of him.
In the anime, he's just grossly overpowered. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I've seen the clip. The only clip from the anime I've seen with Izuru is the scene where Nagito tries to shoot him with a gun and the gun jams, and he's like, "Ultimate luck, you've got that too, huh? So do I." And then he just like takes the gun and like force palms Nagito's head and knocks him out or something. I don't remember what he does.
Yeah, like. Because he's also the ultimate fighter, so he's as strong as Sakura.
Yeah. It's so dumb, dude. God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that most of Chihiro's character came from Alter Ego.
Yeah.
So.
Because in the first case, he had like 2 lines of dialogue in the class trial.
About, yeah. And like I said, he never adds to the conversation. He just voices like during it. Like everyone is making points and trying to discover something, and Chihiro's just like, "Did that really happen? Is it possible?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?" You know, he never added anything, at least as far as I can remember.
Yeah, and then once Alter Ego comes into the scene, a lot of characterization from Chihiro comes out through Alter Ego. You see more of like Chihiro's mannerism through Alter Ego.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Mondo too, because Alter Ego is such a well-sophisticated AI, he can perfectly replicate.
Yeah, it replicated fucking Mondo, and it awoke the slumbering Ultra Instinct spirit within Taka.
Yeah.
God.
I saw that and I'm like, wow, this is so fucking cool, but you are so going to die next case, though.
I can't wait to
There's
get to
no
Taka,
way.
dude. We're probably gonna talk about how stupid his fucking Ultra Instinct shit is for like an hour.
Taka's the reason why Taka's the reason why I wanted negative numbers in the score, because he's so ironically good.
He's so fun, dude.
Yeah.
He's definitely not a great character, but he's one of the more fun characters in the first game.
Which is why you need like a little bit of levity. Every game has one of those fun characters that don't really add much to the plot, like plot wise, but are just fun to watch and have antics. It was Taka in the first game. It was Gundam in the second game, and
Yeah.
it was like Mew in the fourth game. I mean, the third game.
I'd say Mew, yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't
It's
know what
not
it
Tango.
was. Just like somewhere, I don't know. I was like, wow, Mew, you're a cunt. And then like somewhere around like case 2 or 3, I just started falling in love with her, and every time she opened her mouth, she just said pure gold, and I died. Her dialogue is hilarious.
Because I think it's because since we had someone like Kokichi that curb check her just in case,
Yeah.
it kind of reduced the bitch factor from her. Because if she was like a full-blown Hiyoko, no one would have liked her.
Yeah.
But since we had someone like Kokichi who like stood his ground and called her a cum dumpster, a dirty slut, a fucking pig, whatever she was mouthing off.
Well, it's also the idea of her character where if anyone stands up to her even the slightest, she immediately backs down. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. That definitely took some of the bitch factor off of her.
Yeah. It's she could dish it out but can't take it.
Yeah, for sure. There's a huge crash of
Chihiro?
thunder outside just now. I don't know if my mic picked that up.
Yeah,
But
holy shit. Holy damn.
It scared me, dude.
But Chihiro's one of those characters what I would call the quiet, timid, small character.
Yeah.
Ironically, that also is falls into Mikon, but Mikon's not small. She's extra thick.
Yeah.
And the third game was Himiko, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
But
I didn't really enjoy or not enjoy Chihiro either way. There's just, I don't know. Wasn't a whole lot to him other than it kind of like the whole Sayaka thing. He was one of the earlier kills, so you only get to know so much about him before he's gone.
Right.
A lot of his strength comes from the twist, honestly, and Alter Ego.
Yeah, the twist and Alter Ego, which is weird because he's the only character that gets a lot of development after he dies.
There's a couple other characters in the series I think that are like that.
Well, Nagito, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good
Nagito's got a little. I was gonna say Fat Gami, and Rantaro.
Oh yeah, we can't forget the info dump that is Rantaro.
Yeah, you get a lot of info on Rantaro near the end of V3.
Yeah.
As opposed to having literally no information about him at the beginning. So.
Right. But Alter Ego, for example, you actually interact a little bit with Alter Ego, and it became such a pivotal point where you keeping Alter Ego safe that Kyoko had to stand guard to prevent people like Hifumi and Taka.
Yeah.
Hifumi and Taka from getting too rambunctious with it, and they don't want that computer to be taken from them from Monokuma, because the first thing that happens when it does, it gets fucking executed.
Yeah.
Poor Alter Ego.
I know,
he
dude.
didn't deserve that. Yeah.
He's like, I'm just a computer program, dude. What did I do? And then he just gets crushed by a wrecking ball.
No, it was an excavator.
Oh, it was. That's right.
Right.
God. I don't know why I always get details wrong. It wasn't even that long ago.
Because you're the general man, I'm the details man.
Okay, hold on. It's raining, like really bad. I think I have to go close some windows. I'll just cut
Right.
this part out when I edit it later.
Okay, fair
I'll,
enough.
I'll be back in a sec.
Alright. I'm gonna yell penis until you come back. Penis, 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 penis. Okay. Well, we know where it's at.
Yeah. At least I thought I paused it. Maybe I didn't.
We'll know in post.
Yeah, I guess we'll know when I go back.
Are you? Is the time ticking down right now?
Well, yeah, it is now. It's going now. So.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you did pause it. So we're.
I think I did. I'm not sure.
All right.
Because it was it was the pause symbol before I clicked it to resume. So I don't know. I think we were just wrapping up.
Were we?
I think we were just wrapping up personality.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, as far
So
as
we're
personality goes, we already covered Chihiro. Alter Ego really isn't that much different. Just
Yeah.
Alter Ego never
A little
added.
bit more.
He never really added to a conversation either. But Alter Ego, because he was a computer program, was more of a plot device rather than a character.
Yeah.
Mostly in just the like way he was active in the plot. So
Yeah. Right.
yeah, there isn't really
He was a
much
little
more to
bit-
talk about.
Alter Ego was a little bit more like a moral support, especially for like Taka.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what the fuck he was moral supporting for Hifume.
Just someone to talk to.
Oh yeah, well.
And Hifumi fell in
fucking-
love because I guess Chihiro is a boy, but Alter
2D.
Ego is Alter Ego is 2D for one. For two, Alter Ego is I guess like Chihiro was classified as a girl. Because
I don't know. I think
a lot of the time when they referred to Alter Ego, they referred to him as either Alter Ego or she, I believe.
right.
I don't think they ever referred to
I
him
know
as
Hifumi-
he. Maybe they did.
I think Hifume did at one point.
Yeah. I know that's how it started for Hifumi. He was just like... He said it just started out as like talks. And they would talk for hours. And he just liked having someone listen, I guess. Like he would talk about things and Alter Ego would be like, oh, that's very cool. Tell me more. And everyone was like, that's because it's a computer program and it's trying to learn. It likes learning new information. And Hifumi was like, I know that. I just like having someone listen to me. So...
You were such a fucking dweeb.
Don't get that virgin near me. He's gonna infect me with virgin. God.
Whatever, dude.
What a character,
Whatever.
dude.
Oh my god.
I think Hifumi's episode
like
is gonna be really fun when we get there.
We're gonna shit talk. Why were there two writers in the fucking first game? We got the ultimate writer and the ultimate fanfiction writer. The fuck?
I don't know.
Yeah,
dude.
I know in the Japanese version it was the ultimate otaku, but they couldn't really put that in the first game. So because Japan influence hasn't really set in yet. So he became the ultimate fanfiction writer in the first game.
That makes sense.
Right.
I can see that.
Because he's clearly a weeb,
Yeah.
but not really a fanfiction writer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ego theater time.
I guess.
Okay. Well, it's ego theater time. We'll see you guys in a minute.
And now it's time for Ego Theater.
Why is Renamon so thick in Digimon?
Is this really what we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about fucking Renamon.
No. I was just thinking of a topic right off the back, and I don't know why I was like Renamon. I'm like, oh, why did Renamon come to my
What?
head?
Well, now you've got me wondering why Renamon is so damn thick. They really gave that girl a fat ass, dude.
Nah, it's not the ass, thighs. Like fucking hell, she can crush watermelons with the thighs. Jesus Christ.
Do you think that's a Digimon attack that no one knows about? She like crushes other Digimon's head in between her thighs.
Knowing that I've actually seen Digimon, she actually uses kicks most of the time. So yes.
LOL.
Before she becomes like, I think it's like Pheromon, or because I used to be a hardcore Digimon fan back in the day, and I was always the big fan of like I think it was like the Digimon, the one where the kids become Digimon. That was the coolest shit when I was growing up.
That sounds dumb.
It sounds dumb, but they were not like they weren't like the Digimon. They were more like characters who become like an adult version based on a theme. Like the main leader guy, he became like, he was like the fire attribute of Digimon person.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically became like this guy in like dinosaur-looking armor with big spiky orange hair and shoot fire fists and shit like that. It was really cool back in the day. Because it was hinted at that's where they were going within like the third iteration of Digimon when they started introducing Digimon fusions. Yes, the fucking Renamon got to fuse with the chick that she had, and they had like their own special Digimon.
Wow.
That shit was dumb. I will not defend that. That shit was dumb. But when they started going like messing with like digital code and becoming like different like spirits, that's what they're calling them now. They're like special Digimon spirits, and they actually become like, God, I gotta find it. I think it's called Digimon Adventures, or I don't remember, but it actually also had a very killer theme song, which I think is better than the original Digimon theme song.
Right.
Because that one slapped. It was something about, if you look up Digimon Spirit Evolution, you'll see what I mean. Because these guys are like, well, these guys are clearly don't look like Digimon, but they're clearly like super like special super warriors. The only person that actually looks like a Digimon is like the small little like boy with the big hat. And he became the Ice Digimon, and he just became like a small tiny polar bear. So he was like, he was the cutesy one, but then later on in the season they get beast forms, and
this all just sounds like ridiculously fucking complicated, dude.
It is kind of complicated, but it's mainly around elements and shit like that. It was easy.
Literally
to follow.
every time I've ever learned anything about Digimon, because I don't know a lot, right? I never grew up on Digimon. I was a Pokemon kid, you know. Yeah. I didn't like Digimon. I always thought they were like dollar store Pokemon. But like as an adult, when I go back and like learn more, about them, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, they do this and then they do that and then they evolve into this and then that evolves into that and then if you do this specific thing at this specific time at a certain part in the Digiverse, they digivolve into this." And I'm just like, that sounds really complicated.
Fuck you.
Why do all these Digimon have like 19 different Digilutions, dude? Why?
Because they didn't really have a lot of Digimon, but they had like a lot of variations of Digimon. Like fucking the Agumon line. There's like 6 different types of like Greymon. There's a lot of different Greymon, dude.
I know, dude. I saw the Death Battle. That's mainly where I learned a lot about Digimon, because they talked about all the versions of like Greymon, and I was like, why the fuck, dude?
War Greymon slaps though. Fucking War Greymon is shit.
Yeah. He's alright.
Then we have War Greymon and Metal Garurumon going to fight Infernomon.
Who's the little Digimon that's like a little white cat? He's got like little like green gloves with gray claws.
That's a she, by the way, and I don't remember.
I had like a plush and a toy of that one, and I thought he looked cool, like design-wise. Or she, sorry.
Is it the one with like the big? Does it have big bunny ears looking thing?
Kinda.
Okay,
and she's got like little purple she's got like 3 little purple like petals coming off the tip of her ear and her tail.
Yeah, that's. I think I know who you're talking about. The gloves should be originally yellow, by the way. But
Well, yeah, the figure I had, they were yellow, but I had a plush that they were green instead. And I was like,
probably,
maybe they can be both, you know?
Yeah, funny enough, that turns into an angel.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. The Digimon evolutions are cool as shit. Like, it's like Digimon is like a fusion of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh design. Because you got like the little digital monsters, that's cool and stuff like that. But then once they start evolving, yeah, you got your classics. You got the Greymon, you got Garurumon, which is a big-ass wolf. And then you get to like something like Beetlemon, who transforms into a Cthulhu-like entity that's fucking horrifying to kids.
God.
And then you have like Patamon, my sister's favorite. He turns into Seraphimon, which is like a big guardian angel like wing thing, and they're really cool looking. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent about Digimon, but I actually really enjoy this about growing up.
It's fine. I don't know shit about Digimon, so this this is a real one-sided discussion going on.
It's fine. I like describing this shit because Digimon is super niche back in the nowadays. Back in the day, growing up, it's like it's either Pokemon versus Digimon, and Digimon lost, unfortunately. But Digimon still had like a pretty good run, which I kind of glad it did. And the biggest thing we got as Digimon fans in the last like couple years is Digimon Tri, where we actually got to see like the original cast all grown up, and then the Digimon come back and they have to go on like one last adventure to shut the Digiverse so the Digimon don't fall into the real world, the digital world. It was pretty good.
That's funny, dude. Pokemon Go and Digimon Tri. If that doesn't sum up the careers of both franchises, I don't know what does. Oh god.
But if I had to pick my battles, I'd definitely choose like Digimon over a Pokemon, because I would rather have a pet that talks some mad shit with me than have something that says its name over and over again.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, Pokemon you can have as pets.
Well,
realistically speaking, and you can discern what they're saying after spending enough time with them. You know?
Digimon could de-evolve though too.
Yeah, so.
And you can use them as war accessories to war.
Dude,
That's
straight up, if Pokemon were real, okay, straight up, if Pokemon were real, right, I would have an Absol for a pet, and he'd be my fucking bud, alright? Absol is the coolest motherfucker ever. I would get a Mega Stone, and I would train that boy, and we'd fuck some shit up. And when we're not fucking shit up, we'd just be chilling.
I would legit get an Eevee and then a Sylveon, because that thing is adorable. Yeah.
Sylveon is cool.
Yeah. Anything from the Eevee lineup is pretty cool. Probably an Umbreon too. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But
I always love that about Coliseum, because you like, you know, when Coliseum came out, you're playing all the Game Boy games, and you're not used to having like
an Umbreon right off the back.
Yeah, like you're not used to having these like extravagant, I guess is the word I'm looking for, these extravagant Pokemon like Espeon and Umbreon that you normally have to work very hard for, and you only really get to have like one, you know? But yeah, and then Coliseum, you just start right off the bat. Your character's fucking robbing these bandits out in the desert. You hop in this badass one-wheeled motorcycle and bike off, and you just have an Umbreon and an Espeon for no reason. You're just like, wow, this is way cooler than the Game Boy games, and I'm only 10 seconds in.
You mean I don't have to start off with either a water, fire, or grass type? This is fucking sick.
Though I do like in Gale of Darkness, they just start you with the one Eevee, but then like immediately they give you the option of like any stone to evolve it into whatever you want.
Right.
So.
Fucking Jolteon, here we go.
Yeah. Almost always take Jolteon, because Jolteon is just good. Or, I mean, you could take Vaporeon if you want a good tank. Vaporeon usually has large health pools. He's a tanky boy.
There's a reason why Vaporeon's banned online for the longest time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should wrap up Major Ego. We've been talking a long ass time about fucking
what a discussion.
Digimon. Yeah. And it all started about asking how thick Renamon is.
Welcome to our Danganronpa podcast, where we talk about Digimon? Question mark?
Digimon, digital monster, Digimon. I don't know why I started that tangent though. It just came to my mind.
I didn't have a topic prepared, so it's fine.
Hey, it's what you have me for, man.
Yeah. All right.
So overall, well-written character.
I would say Chihiro was handled pretty well.
Yeah, it was more like you don't want like the twist given away. If you were paying attention, you could see the twist a mile away. Basically, what Mondo says.
Yeah.
Like he straight up called Chihiro dude, and he always called chicks and dudes. But he specifically called Chihiro a dude. So if you saw,
oh yeah, wasn't that like the giveaway like right at the beginning of the case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very clever because you don't think nothing of it.
Yeah, it's little things like that they sneak by you that you go back and catch, and you're like, ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And also, Kyoko pointed it out in the class trial too. So
yeah,
Kyoko's the goddamn catch-all in this game. Isn't
she really is, man.
Compared to the second and third game, you have to be the catch-all. So
yeah. Well, I mean, in the third game, you are the ultimate detective, so everyone is literally looking at Shuichi like, well, solve the case, Mr. Detective. Whereas in 2, everyone is an idiot.
Including Hajime, because he fucking had all these snacks in his pocket from the vending machine he could give away as gifts.
I could have been giving
Guess
people
I'll
candy.
starve.
Yeah.
Guess I'll starve.
Guess I'll starve. Yeah, no, I give Chihiro the same thing, like I said earlier, is very similar to Sayaka, where the strength of how well he was written comes more from his death and the way that his murder was handled, as opposed to he as an actual character and how he interacted with everyone else. Because
I still have to knock him a few points compared to Sayaka.
Yeah.
Because with Sayaka, you at least interacted with Sayaka in the very beginning excessively.
Yeah, Chihiro is very distant from a lot of people. Spoke to the dudes more often, because I remember Hina saying that they invited him to go and like exercise and like swim in the pool on multiple occasions, and he always turned them down.
Because
because
that would be a problem for him.
That would be a giveaway, yes. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then he's like had his big speech about being strong, and then that's like all you get, and that's at the point. If you're paying attention, that's a death flag, so you know he's going to die.
Yeah, that's kind of his high point right before he goes. So.
Right. But then he also gets like substantive additive like gets like additive like context to who he is through alter ego.
Yeah.
Because even though it's like a simple AI trying to learn, you can clearly see a lot of Chihiro's mannerisms and behavior patterns through alter ego.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So,
I mean, it does live up to the name of Ultimate Computer Programmer. That's his talent. He was the Ultimate Computer Programmer.
isn't that what I said?
You said, I don't remember. I think you said computer engineer or computer software guy.
No,
I don't
I
remember.
said computer programmer.
Then fuck me. This is twice in the same week where I fuck up. Yeah, I edited that Town of Salem video the day before. What of it?
Got him.
It was goddamn funny. Shut up.
God.
But yeah, I think for me it was more like, I don't know how I would put this. It's like, yeah, it's like his twist was clever, but then out of all the twists and turns, he's the most memorable one. Like out of like the big shocking twist.
Yeah.
In like of all the case, he's the weakest one. Out of all 3 games.
I want to say he's got one of the more disturbing murder like body discoveries.
Right, because you have no idea. Oh, what the fuck happened
like you walk in on Sayaka and she's got a knife in her chest and there's some blood everywhere and you're like, oh shit, you know. But, like, you walk in and you're like, okay, I'm expecting a murder. And then you walk in on a body just strung up like it's been crucified. Bleeding
Right.
profusely from the head, dripping all the way down off the skirt to the floor, and just creepy words written in blood on the wall behind it. Like, it's... I wouldn't say it's the most disturbing body discovery, not for its, like, violence or, like, gore factor, but just in the sense that it's, like, it's very unexpected, I guess, in the way that it's, like, presented.
Right.
Because, like, most of the other bodies are like Sayaka, they've been murdered, and they're just there on the ground, but Chihiro's like an entire, like, show. It's a presentation, not just a murder.
Thanks, Togami.
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
But yeah, we could have gone a long way without knowing that.
Yeah.
I think like the only time we get it close to something like a really disturbing body like that is seeing Ibuki hanging.
Yeah.
After that, it doesn't really get that disturbing anymore. Anymore after that. I mean, like, I think after that it would be like Ryoma being eaten alive.
Yeah, that one is definitely more of like a presentation than it is an actual like murder.
Right.
Or just a murder, like, I should say.
What about Nagito's body? Well, has his own problems. Like, this is way over the top.
That's way over the top.
That was comical. That was just comical at that point. Like, okay.
That's the one that I would say is like, I mean, like, immediate discovery, you know, that's the one I would say is probably disturbing for its gore factor, because he's just brutalized when you find him. Like, most of the other people, like, Sayaka had the knife wound. You know, like, most of the characters have, like, one discernible, obvious, like, wound, but you walk in on Nagito and just, like, every inch of him is fucked up, and you're like, whoa, dude. I know he was on everyone's bad side, but who the fuck?
And then we have body discoveries like Sakura, which is the most peaceful looking shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm like, the next one is I'm looking at like the body discoveries to see which one's kind of fucked up. We got Fat Gami, who was stabbed underneath the fucking table. My Hero, who was bonked on the head with a baseball bat. Case 3. Yeah, Ibuki hanging, and then we find a Hiyoko being tied up on the pillar. I would say is probably one of the more disturbing ones. Especially since, like, fucking who did it.
Yeah.
And how it was set up. After you figure it out, you're like, oh shit. But, Chapter 4, if fucking Necromaru wasn't a robot, that would have been the most goriest looking death, but since he was a robot. Yeah. I
like the variety in the like level of like gore and like presentation. Like, I love how you don't just walk in and it's always just a body just on the ground or something. I love how they get creative with it every here and there. They keep things interesting, you know.
And then when we go to like Rantaro, bonked on the head.
I think Rantaro's honestly is probably the most boring. Just because you walk in, you're like, oh, he got bonked on the head by an iron ball, huh? Huh.
And he did.
Yeah.
Second one, Ryoma's definitely a show.
Ryoma's is good, yeah.
Yeah. Third case, yeah, Angie was just in the middle of the room, dead. Yeah,
but she was in the middle of a bunch of effigies that were hanging upside down, and the Kaede statue, of all the statues, had the katana stabbed into it, so Her body position was pretty basic, but the scene itself is what really sells her murder.
Right. And then we have Tanko, who was murdered during the trial.
Yeah.
Fucking seesaw man.
Fucking God. So stupid.
Like, Mew was actually pretty disturbing too. Just the look on her face.
Yeah, the look of her, I think, is one of the more disturbing ones for sure.
You're right.
Yep.
Chapter 5, it's fucking grape juice, Oma grape juice.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Funny enough, it's like, I guess that one's disturbing thinking about dying being crushed, but, you know.
You don't get to see anything.
Yeah,
I don't want to be the guy who wants to open that up, though.
Yeah.
You will not. No, you cannot pay me any sort of money in the world to open up that fucking thing. Oh hell no.
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
Yeah. Yeah, Chihiro,
Yeah, but
Chihiro's body discovery definitely ranks up there as one of the more disturbing. I
I would
think
put
that's
it,
one of the
number
biggest
3.
things that's stuck with me about Chihiro was discovering his body, because like the scene of him being strung up and like the look of his face, like how pale he was, and like the way his eyes were shaded with all the blood coming down off of his head, like it just, that image is like seared into my memory probably until the day I die, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's
And
some
I would put it,
disturbing
like,
stuff.
Yeah, I put it at number like 3, like the top, like it's part of like the top 3 most disturbing looking deaths in Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Number 2 being Mew, and number 1 being Ibuki. Just because like I don't like the sight of seeing hanging bodies. That shit just freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yep. Yep. But yeah. But that's the problem. We could spend there. I could sit here and be like, yeah, the way he died was gruesome, but fucking, that's not really his character. That's more of what fucking Togami did, not what happened to him. It wasn't Mondo's fault either. It was mainly Togami. Case 2 is the Togami show, and he wasn't the fucking killer.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Most of the impact off of Chihiro was on Mondo, and Mondo was the killer who died shortly after. Other than that, Chihiro didn't really have much of an overall impact on anyone else. Most of the impact for his character, if you want to clump them together, comes from Alter Ego, because Alter Ego has a lot more impact on the rest of the cast than Chihiro did.
Yeah, because Alter Ego ended up saving Makoto in the end of the day.
Yeah, saves Makoto, is the like sole motive behind the murders in Case 3. There was a huge important plot element for like all of like the middle of Danganronpa 1.
And basically is Chiaki and Danganronpa 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Chiaki, like I keep saying, like, well, you keep saying, I would keep saying, like, well, Alter Ego and Chiaki are the same thing. Well, Chiaki's clearly very different than Alter Ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and also Chiaki was an actual person in the anime, but we don't really count that because, my God, I got a lot of things to say about Chiaki in the second game, but we'll get to that one. But yeah, like overall well-written character, I would say he gets more like written time over in Alter Ego's case.
Yeah.
It was really nice for like Alter Ego to turn into Mondo to get Taka out of his funk and shit like that.
Yeah.
Even though that inadvertently led to both Taka and Tifume's deaths.
And Celeste. Well, I guess not directly to Celeste's death, but yeah.
Yeah, and Celeste. But Celeste was probably planning to kill someone from then, no matter what, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, well, we were both wrong. Chihiro's title is just Ultimate Programmer.
Fuck, you don't waste someone like that. But,
What?
It's really weird because, Chihiro as a character is not written well, but Chihiro has, like, the most impact on what happens to Chihiro, and what happens to Chihiro, and who it affects has major ramifications. So I think it was more like a sacrificial lamb type character. Like the written character dialogue is like overall not that very good,
Mm-hmm.
but as a sacrificial character, like it's a MacGuffin. Chihiro's death is like a MacGuffin, basically.
Yeah.
Where us as the audience really don't have like an impact on it, but it really affects the characters around in the story. And it's a very Chihiro dying is a very useful MacGuffin, but he's still a MacGuffin regardless, and he becomes a plot device later on as Alter Ego.
Yeah.
There's not really much a character development for Chihiro afterwards. He had like a very small little bit of character development before he died. Afterwards, he became a MacGuffin and then a plot device. So, yeah. That's That's just me from a writing standpoint, though. I still enjoy Chihiro for like the shock value of like, because as soon as you figure out after Chihiro's a guy, you kind of just figured it. You specifically, you're like, oh, Chihiro's a boy, and you're like, oh, in your usual way, you're like, oh, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Fuck you to that.
Well, because it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you're investigating and you're putting all the pieces together and you're trying to figure out how this case happened, and it's like there's still so many questions that you can't like figure out. And then as soon as like Kyoko's like, that's because Chihiro was a boy, you're like, oh. And then you get to turn around and you get to re-examine all the pieces now, because now you've got a new perspective. Right. You're like, oh, you know, it's a fun twist. It's what makes it interesting. Yeah, that's why you like mystery shit, you know, is because they pull shit like that on you. It's so good.
Yeah, because then the blood stain in the men's locker room makes sense, because he's a guy, so you were able, that's the men's locker room.
Yep.
And the posters being wrong in the locker room makes sense, and the fact that he went. This is like the nail in the coffin for Mondo, because only Celeste and Makoto know this, because Chihiro went to the storage room to get a blue jumpsuit, which is like a boy's jumpsuit to work out.
Yep. And
Mondo, and this is really good because this is one of those blinking you'll miss it details. It took me fucking forever to find this, because I'm not very good when it comes to spotting like colors and shit like that. Yeah, as a clue.
Right.
So when Mondo was like, oh, so the blue jumpsuit that he had, and looking back, I'm like, oh, it's so fucking obvious. I'm such a fucking idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things like Mondo shouldn't have like said that, because it kind of like damned him in the end. But I wouldn't say Mondo's a bad guy though.
Yeah. He's just made mistakes.
Because as soon as you caught Mondo, he kind of fessed up immediately, unlike Leon, which is like, wow, okay.
Well, yeah, because like
you had to fight.
when you figure out it's Mondo, you don't even rhythm game him. You rhythm game Taka, because Taka's the one who refuses to believe it, and Mondo's like, all right, enough. It was me. All right, I'm sorry. Fuck. So.
Fuck. Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen The Witcher on Netflix?
Yeah, where he just like Geralt just
the very first episode where he just looks down, he's like, "Fuck." Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
I love that so much, dude. That clip is so good.
Yeah.
God.
But that's Mondo's like, and I made the joke too with in the previous Town of Salem Pavilion where it's like Mondo saying "you son of a bitch."
Yeah, him and Taka coming up. It's funny that you put that clip in, because my wife and I are going through a Predator binge fest right now, where we're getting all into the Predator movies again. Yeah. Like, we've always loved them, but just like, I don't know, something recently, I think we went back and watched a kill count on Dead Meat. I think we watched one of the Predator movies on there, and I don't know, we're just going back through all the Predator shit again and just binging. So it was kind of funny. You put that scene in like literally the night before you uploaded that Town of Salem video, and we had just watched fucking Predator. So I was like, hey. I was like, hey man, very nice.
Yeah, this was about Chihiro, by the way. But
yeah, we're going on a lot of tangents.
Yeah, I know it's weird because unlike Leon, the lack of Chihiro's character development does not make me as angry as Leon's lack of character development.
Yeah,
because I know that alter ego like lives on to like the other cases and becomes like a plot device. But a plot device that has no character is not what a character makes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could say alter ego is a character, but he's not really a character. He's a plot device. He pushes the plot along. Forward. He's the catalyst to what got Taka and Fume killed in the third case, and he got hacks into the system in the fourth case.
He's the main motivation for the characters to continue fighting the mastermind, because, you know, like Kyoko points out, this is our answer right here, because alter ego can hack into the school system and get us some answers. So yeah, I think it works very well. It's one of those things where it kind of seems lazy, but like like, I feel like without Alter Ego, Chihiro would be just as weak as Leon, because there isn't a whole lot to him at the beginning. Like we said already, he gets most of his development after he's dead through Alter Ego.
Right.
So.
Right. And even though it's not much, it's still like enough to be where I'm like, I can't forget Chihiro.
Yeah.
Mainly I can't say I can't forget Chihiro when I mean like I can't forget Alter Ego, because Alter Ego is such a pivotal point in Danganronpa.
Yeah.
I can forget Chihiro's name from time to time, but I will never forget Alter Ego.
Yeah.
Because Alter Ego is very memorable as a plot device.
This is gonna sound really bad. We had to look up Chihiro's name because we kept calling him Chihiri.
Yeah.
We were calling him Chihiri when we were talking about getting to this podcast. I think in one of the old episodes, actually, in like the Makoto or the Sayaka episode, I think we were talking about Chihiro and we kept calling him Chihiri. And then I looked on the wiki one day and I was like, oh, it's Chihiro. Oh, that's right, it is Chihiro. Okay. Yeah. He was a fun character. He not a whole lot to him. And, you know, we always talk about like the one-on-ones that you get with characters during free time. We never really talk about those because, you know, you as the player can talk to whoever you want. But, like, I guess canonically...
Or not talk to anyone.
Yeah, or not talk to anyone. But I guess canonically you don't really talk to anyone anyway.
Right.
Your actual, like, scripted conversations that you have with Alter Ego tells you a lot about Chihiro.
Yeah.
So.
And that's where like
I think that's how you find out why Chihiro dressed as a girl, is because Alter Ego tells you.
That was a Monokuma plot dump.
Oh, was it?
Nope, Monokuma plot dump at the end of chapter 2.
Oh, okay.
Because
oh yeah,
Monokuma
that's right. Monokuma had like a letter or. Yeah, he had something.
No, he had to. It had to do with the motive, where everyone had their biggest secret.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he revealed Chihiro's like motive video, or something.
No.
Not motive video. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. He's fucking
biggest secret.
Yeah, he goes over the secret. That's right. I remember.
Yeah, and it was like, and he had to explain like Chihiro's motive, and then he had to explain like Mondo's motive, because Mondo wasn't saying shit. So
yeah. I remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when you get to learn a lot about Chihiro's through the Mondo, which is really weird because you don't really get like a plot dump like that, like a monologue from like Monokuma ever again like that.
Yeah.
Where he's just like explaining like the entire character. It's really weird because Chihiro as a plot device I like. Chihiro as a character I'm on the fence about.
Yeah. There's enough to him to enjoy him, and it makes him better than Leon, but there's still not enough to him to really put him on par with the rest of the cast.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's really weird because then after this is because Mondo has a lot of character, and like that's because he has like a lot of moments with Taka. You have to go to the bro out with Taka and Mondo.
Yeah, he's also very boisterous, you know. Not boisterous, sorry. Boisterous. He's very boisterous. Mondo's very loud, very, like, out there.
Yeah.
Just like Taka is. Chihiro's not. Chihiro's very timid and quiet. So. Which is, you know, it's fine. I mean, like, you can have characters like that and still give them good development. I think that's why Chihiro is paired well. Yeah, like Mikan. I think that's why you can pair Chihiro well with Mondo and Taka as a group, as like that little trio, is because they're both very like loud and proud and outgoing, and you know they kind of like bring Chihiro to the forefront by just being themselves when he's around. So
I just want to see those three guys be buds. I don't really care about like the gay shipping.
Yeah,
that's part of it. But I'm like, I just want to see those three guys hang out. That would just be cool.
Wasn't it right after Case 2 when you find the first photograph to clue you in that you all knew each other before this? Because you find the picture of Mondo and Chihiro.
No, it was Mondo and Leon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. I knew Mondo was in it.
Yeah. You can't forget Mondo's hair, man. You can't forget that.
You gonna impale me on that pompadour? I love
That's
anime
what it should have been.
Monokuma, dude.
That's what should have been Mondo's execution, where he got impaled by a gigantic-looking pompadour.
Right. Instead of getting turned into fucking butter. God.
Right. It's really weird because I would sit there like Chihiro has a shit ton of impact with very little character development whatsoever.
It's interesting, all these dynamics going around. You've got characters like Sayaka who've got like just basic level like character development and then a ton of impact. You've got a character like Leon who has like no character and arguably kinda has a little impact. Honestly, he really doesn't either, because he's just the first one dead and he didn't really do much before then either, except be a dumbass and murder somebody.
I have to disagree with that. I think Leon's like execution will always remain fresh in my mind.
Well, that's why I'm saying arguably, is because like his execution is a good like bar setter for the rest of the games, but other than that, he doesn't have a whole lot of impact. He never gets talked about in the future.
Right.
So,
I mean, yeah, he's a good throwaway. I mean, they do talk about him in the future. They use the numbers that incriminated him for fucking everything.
Yeah, that's great.
Because
God.
11037, Dylan. 11037.
Those fucking numbers, dude. They haunt me in my dreams.
Yeah. But then, like, there's always an alter ego in every fucking game too. Afterwards too. Even in even the Neo World program in V3, even though it's like bare bones, because okay, Mew's not that technically advanced compared to alter ego or Chihiro.
Honestly, I would argue that alter ego Gonta in V3 is very like shoved in. You know?
You mean like with him forgetting his memory?
Well, yeah, just like last second in the trial, Monokuma's like, here's alter ego Gonta that has all of Gonta's lost memories, and you're just like, okay. You know, like I feel like they were like halfway through that case and then they were like, oh wait, shit, we need to meet our quota for alter ego characters in this game. Quick, make Gonta forget his memories. Write in a quick plot thing about mixing wires up and losing memories because of it.
I think that they had that plot point originally, and they were going to be like, oh yeah, we'll just give Gonta back his memories back, and then he will be able to confess. But then we're like, no, let's put alter ego Gonta in there. Yeah. That makes more sense.
I don't know. I mean, I still liked it. It just, because it was so like last second in that case, it felt a little like forced in to me.
Right. And both alter ego Gonta and Gonta got executed together.
Yeah. Tied to a fucking stake and impaled by a giant bug. God.
Right. But yeah, it's I cannot for the life of me cannot tell Chihiro's character, but I can tell about Chihiro's impact.
Yeah.
All fucking day. Because Chihiro has a lot of impact for someone who had very little screen time.
Yep.
From a like a really like shallow character to a MacGuffin to a plot device to a driving force in the second game and like a cameo in the third game. Like Chihiro has a shit ton of impact for such a little character development he had. For God's sakes, alter ego saves Makoto's life. I don't know why he didn't save Kyoko's life if you got the bad ending.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's really weird. He's a plot device that has a lot of impact, but I cannot, like, for the life of me, say, like, he's a pretty good character. He's a good plot device and a good MacGuffin. A character like that does not make a good character make.
Yeah.
He's got to have a little bit more personality. You can only go so far as he's shy, he's timid, and he dresses up like a girl to hide from the fact. That's all you could say about his character personality.
I think he has like one or two little like feel-good moments where, like, the moment where he's like crying in the dining hall,
right? Because
everyone's fighting or whatever, and Mondo makes him feel better, and he like smiles through the tears, and Mondo's like, "Hey, yeah, there we go." You know, like, he's got a few moments like that with the rest of the cast, but yeah, because he dies so early, it's still not really enough Feel good moments are nice, but if you don't have the development behind them to keep them going, it only does so much for you, you know?
Right.
So. But yeah, I don't know. He's kind of mixed feelings on it. There's a lot of good stuff to him, but there's just not really a whole lot else, I guess.
Right.
So.
I would say, as a character, shallow. As a plot device, pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
All right.
Arguably, what Chihiro dying has done the same effect to what fucking Sayaka dying. Like, Chihiro dying was the same thing for Mondo as Sayaka dying for Makoto. It's just the fact that Mondo accidentally killed Chihiro, and he was really quiet. Like, Mondo was super quiet during the investigation, but at the same time, you were being strung along by Togami.
Well, yeah, you were being strung along by Togami, and Mondo was on bodyguard duty, like he was in the first one.
Right.
In the first case. Him and Sakura.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Alright, well, let's move on to trivia. I have the trivia page opened up here. I haven't really read through many of these yet. I've glimpsed a couple of small details here and there, but... First bullet point. Chihiro's introduction to Makoto at the beginning of Danganronpa has him ask if he and Makoto had met before. This is the first subtle hint of the student's memory loss at the hands of ultimate despair. Huh. You know, I actually do not remember that. But it's an introduction from the first game, so I imagine I probably wouldn't have anyway. Huh.
Yeah, those were like flying. Like the introductions of the first game didn't really like stick that hard, unless it's like Sakura, where you just see Sakura and you're like, holy fuck, what the hell?
You're like, what's this dude's deal? And then you talk to her and she's like, my name is Sakura Ogami, and you're like, oh, you're a chick. Oh. Yeah. Yup.
Yeah.
Chihiro is the only character whose memorial portrait was changed for the anime adaptation. Instead of his default sprite, it shows an image of him facing the camera, camera, and smiling. Huh. You know, I think I remember that, actually.
Yeah, because Chihiro doesn't, like, have a forward-facing sprite, unless it's, like, the smiling sprite.
Yeah.
Chihiro doesn't have a forward-facing sprite. But, same thing with Togami, but Togami never got executed, so...
Chihiro's former high school St. Elvandia Academy is a reference to another Spike Chunsoft game, Elvandia story. Elvandia? It's probably Elvandia.
Right.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Something about the memorial portraits.
Well, I was going to say, like, well, you can make an argument that, like, Togami had, like, one forward-facing sprite, but that's when he was, like, super angry and pissed off sprite.
Well,
that's his forward-facing sprite.
His pointing sprite is forward-facing also.
No, he's leaning more to the left.
Really?
Yeah. He has one where
I guess he kind of is, isn't he? Yeah. I know his angry sprite. Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
He also has another one where he's looking down on you. That's more like the sprite is more like upwards focused.
That one always looks so weird to me. It makes his face look fat.
Yeah, he's also looking down on you, so because Makoto is short boy.
Yeah. Chihiro subtly foreshadowed the existence of the botanical garden located in the 5th floor in one of his free time events, mentioning that the mosquito that bit him must have somewhere to live. He then asked Makoto if it may be a way to get out of Hope's Peak Academy. The garden can be accessed in Chapter 5 much later after Chihiro's death. Huh. Cool.
Cool. Know something new every day. That's why fucking free time events have their place, and mainly it's in trivia.
Yeah. I read this one on accident, because I read really fast, and sometimes I can read small sentences before I can look away. His English voice actress also voices Sayaka and Sumigi in Danganronpa V3.
Sumigi?
Sumugi. Did I say Sumigi?
Fuck. You said Sumigi. What the hell?
I know it's Tsumugi. I don't know why I said Sumigi. Sorry. All these weird Japanese names, I'm saying them all back to back. His Japanese voice actor also voices Taichi Fujisaki, Chihiro's father.
Right.
Because Alter Ego uses Chihiro as an avatar, Chihiro and Alter Ego share voice actors in both the Japanese and English versions of the game. That was obvious. I don't think that needed to be a trivia point, honestly. In the school mode, he makes a reference to Usami and the Four Dark Devas of Destruction as he mentions wanting to have a hamster or a rabbit and wonders if there are any in the school. This appears to be further referenced in official art. Well...
Oh, so they were touring with Gundam way back in the first game? Holy shit.
That's fun.
Yeah.
In a series of tweets from Kazutaka Kodaka during Valentine's Day of February 2013, he tweeted, in character, as several of the Danganronpa cast, including Chihiro. The tweet translates into this. This is kind of weird, isn't it? Huh? You'll take it? Hooray, you just made my day. Ehehehe. Okay.
Fair enough.
Well.
Okay.
And that's it for the trivia.
That's it?
Yeah, there isn't
okay.
any more trivia after that.
Right.
Well. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
The mosquito one was more interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I never did any free time with Chihiro. I think I might have done one, but it was like right before he died.
Right.
So
I think if I remember correctly, you spend most of your time with Hina.
I spent a lot of time with Hina. Yeah. I maxed Hina out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then after a while, you couldn't find anyone. And you're like, I want to spend time with Hiro.
Yeah, I was like, I guess I gotta hang out with Hiro now, and I ended up maxing out Hiro even though I didn't want to, just because I didn't have anyone else to talk to. Fuck.
Fast travel not unlocked in the first game until you beat it.
Yeah. All right. Well, closing arguments. Jared, what are your final thoughts?
I keep saying this over and over again, but character development as a character, he's relatively weak, but as a plot device and a MacGuffin, that's where he shines, and that's where I'm going to stick to my guns, because he's a good plot device and a good MacGuffin, not so much a good character.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. The majority of his character strength comes from Alter Ego, which is fine, but it still makes him as a character, like, overall weak. You know, I don't know, it just feels real weird when you need a crutch of, like, a secondary version of your character to stand on to be somewhat of a good character. And Alter Ego's a good character, you know, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know, it's such a strange way to write a character to me. Especially because I pride myself on character writing. Like, I think that's probably one of the only things I'm good at in my writing, to be honest. I think I have really strong characters. Like, you know, maybe my story's weak, but I understand how to write a good character. At least I like to think I do. I'll say, before I get flamed in the comments.
Nope.
But
from people in the future reading your book saying that you
coming back, they find this exact moment in the podcast and they're just like, actually, your character sucked too. And I'm just like, well, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, he's just, it's hard to say. I almost want to say that he's good and bad, character-wise.
Well, that's what I keep saying. That's what I say. Like, as a character, he's shallow. He's very bland. But just because he's a shallow character doesn't mean he's not useful. And he's useful as a plot device and a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
All right. Well, not a whole lot else to say on that. We honestly pretty much covered all our closing arguments when we were still talking about the impact before we got into trivia. So.
Right.
All right.
It's front loaded as fuck because I really don't have a lot to say about him as a character, I have a lot to say about his impact.
Yeah.
And that's,
which at the end of the day is where he gets most of his character's strength. So.
Right.
Yup. All right. Well, Jared, what are you rating Chihiro Fujisaki on a scale of -10 to 10?
I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, I'll have to agree. I think
because you gave Makoto a 6,
yeah,
and I don't think he's better than Makoto.
I was thinking of giving him a 6 just because Alter Ego has so much impact across the entire series, not just in Trigger Happy Havoc, but yeah, the lack of any other real character from Chihiro himself and not Alter Ego it really drags the both of them down overall. So yeah. I'm gonna have to agree.
Right.
5 out of 10. It's not bad, it's not good. He's kind of on the fence. He's sitting on the fence watching everyone else.
Yeah, he's average. That's like the average score.
Yeah.
5 out of 10 is average on the score. It's better than a 0. So
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So. Fuck. Well, there's another character down the drain. All done.
At least he was better than Leon. At least.
Yeah, by a mile.
Right. Yeah.
Next
time we'll be covering Mondo, Butterboy.
Is it Mondo?
It's Mondo.
I'm
He's the one who killed Chihiro.
I'm trying to look. I don't remember where I keep it. Oh no. All right.
Dylan, I memorized the list of your fucking list that you made. It was fucking Chihiro, Mondo.
No. You're right. Because I went in order of victim to Blackened.
Right.
Yeah.
But then Toko's a special case because she's super involved in the second case whatsoever.
Yep.
It's more like the Togami part because she has nothing to do with Mondo. Literally nothing to do with Mondo.
She has nothing to do with any of the cases, really.
Yeah.
She's never involved in any case except for this one, and it's not even really her, it's Jill, so... Yeah.
But in case 5, she got blown the fuck up.
Yeah, and that's it. And then when she showed back up, Togami and literally everyone else playing the game had the exact same thought. Oh, you're still alive. Here I was hoping that bomb blew her straight out of the game and I'd never have to see her again. Unfortunately,
we get to talk about one of my personal favorites from the first game, the Mondo.
Yeah.
Which is ironically, he's paired up with my actual personal favorite of the first game, Taka. So
yeah, Mondo's a fun character. We're gonna be talking about Mondo next week, and that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Mondo, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you don't, well then you're a fucking asshole.
If you don't, you're wrong. Yeah. Uploads have been a little weird lately. We're busy.
Right.
We're doing this channel for fun. I'm sorry.
Right.
We're trying.
Hey, we're trying. At least I got a video up on Monday.
Yeah. We missed our Salem upload last week, but we got one up this week. We lost a sub. We lost a sub in the past couple days. We were at 14 and now we're at 13. So
Cry me a river. Lost a sub on a channel we don't take seriously.
Right. Yeah, it's whatever. We're having fun. So.
Yeah, we have fun here at Major Ego.
The fact that even like 1 or 2 people are enjoying our videos makes me happy, because we suck.
Yeah.
We suck at this, but it's all right because we're just having fun with it. So.
Right. That also I like to have like on record footage of my thoughts because I have a lot of thoughts on things. So.
Yeah. We're on Discord a lot. Usually if we're going to miss an upload, we try and update people on Discord. So, if there's no video and you're wondering like where the fuck, you can check Discord and there'll probably be an update just saying like, hey man, life got in the way, video's coming next week, or video will be out later today, later than normal.
Most likely for me, because I'm the one who does the Town of Salem edits, and Dylan's the one who does the.
I usually do. We both do Friday uploads, but I haven't done.
Yeah.
I have a Risk of Rain 2 video in the can right now, but I haven't had time to work on it because I've been working on my book, and
Right.
I've been working.
And that's way more important than this YouTube channel, so I'm taking the brunt of it.
Yeah.
So he can work on his book, because writing a novel for him is kind of like a big stepping stone to like achieving like his dream of being like what, a script writer.
Just a writer in general. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, he's getting there to getting his dream. So I'm sitting here. I'm like, you know what? Let me just handle the YouTube channel for now.
I'm chasing my dreams, man.
Yeah, he's chasing his dream. So if we're the channel we're having to have fun, I'll do those stuff. You're gonna see a lot more Turok videos, that's for sure. Maybe some crazy taxi videos if I'm get bored.
I do have like 3 days off in a row coming up here soon, so I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna try during one of those days. I'm gonna try at some point to put a lot of time into editing that Risk of Rain video and get it uploaded soon, because I feel bad just having it sit there not getting worked on. Makes me feel bad.
Right.
I don't know why. Like, it's just sitting there going like, finish me. It's not even half done. It's like a third of the way done, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't have the effort or the inspiration to like put funny jokes in, because I don't want to put like lazy jokes in. Like, just put in a funny sound effect, haha, done. Move on to the next clip. You know, like I want to actually put stuff in that I think will make people laugh. You know.
He's not like me, where I would put in fucking Normie's re and then an oof sound effect while someone's dying.
Well, I don't know. I definitely used the oof sound effect a couple times.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Like he's the more creative of the editing techniques. I get really creative when it's the both of us, but when it's just me, I like to keep things simple.
Yeah. Hence the Turok videos, which honestly are still pretty good.
Right.
So.
Because my main thing for that is just like the Turok videos. Like the main thing, the gimmick is like I wanted to have like my Kaito's face on all the like the images where you see Joshua Fireseed on all the things, and then Samugi on Adon, and just like, go from there. I get to record Turok doing the respawn animation. It's the goofiest looking shit ever.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Coming next time on Turok, goofy respawn animation.
Well, basically I have to come back from the dead and respawn from the last save checkpoint, which is all the way back to the bridge from the start of the second video. So,
got him.
That's gonna be fun. But I know how many enemies are gonna be there, and I'm not gonna spend most of my fucking time on the sniping bridges. Oh my god, that shit sucked. At least I know there's an ultra health there this time. Fuck, hell yeah.
Right. Alright. Well, have a good night.
Watch me slip and fall.
You fuckers.
Recording.
Slip and fall?
Eh?
Aren't you sitting?
Yeah, slip and fall in a bottomless pit in Turok.
Oh.
Let me finish
Oh,
my
in Turok, sorry. I thought you meant just like right now. I was like, what are you gonna slip and fall on in your truck, you fuck?
All the wires.
Oh, well, you're not slipping, you're tripping. Unless your wires are covered in petroleum jelly.
They're actually covered in peanut butter. Don't ask me where the peanut butter came from.
You're not gonna slip on peanut butter either. Fucking. You know what? Get out. Get out. Goodbye. Go.
It's getting freaky.
Bye, everybody.